Good, y'all. What's the numbers TV? It's your boy Poe Rowe. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already, and like a video if you appreciate the content that Poe Rowe and What's the Numbers I provided. Today we back with another profile piece. This is on Ace Capone. In this video we're going to talk about his childhood growing up in the city of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Then we'll take a look at how Ace Capone would end up getting involved in the streets at the young age of 12 after both his parents abandoned him. And lastly, we will break down the details surrounding his indictment in 2005, where Ace Capone was charged with running a $25 million drug network that authorities say flooded the streets with crack and powder cocaine. Alton Coles, better known as Ace Capone, is from the Philadelphia area of Pennsylvania. Ace, along with his younger brothers, will be raised by their single mother, who tried to work numerous jobs to provide for her boys. Eventually, the load was too heavy for her, and at the age of 13, she sent Ace and one of his brothers to live with their drug and alcohol addicted father. At that point, one of Ace's aunts would see that living there wasn't a good situation for her two nephews and would take them to live with her in the Darby section of the city. After living with his aunt for a while, she would eventually move out of Philly and leave Ace and his brother with their grandmother, who also lived in Darby. Once with his grandmother, Ace would start to get influenced with what was going on around him in the streets. He would get a first-hand look at the drug dealers, pimps, stick-up kids in their natural environment, along with seeing the money and violence that those occupations bring. From there, Ace, already with a rebellious, no-care attitude, would start to get involved in the streets. He would start dealing drugs and have multiple run-ins with the law as a teenager, eventually earning his high school diploma while serving time in a juvenile detention center. But on the other side, whenever Ace was home and not locked away, he would be about his business, opening up a barbershop in Chester called Outline 1, then another called Outline 2 in West Philly. Ace was also very hands-on, helping raise his younger brothers to try to keep them off the same road that he went down. That road, according to the feds, was a $25 million drug network that authorities say started in 1999 and flooded Philadelphia and surrounding areas with crack and powder cocaine. Ace Capone was the head of the organization and also the CEO of Takedown Records, a music label he started to showcase local talent from Philly. Even with all the money and moves musically he was making by the early 2000s, Ace Capone and Takedown Records was still relatively unknown outside of the Philadelphia area. But that would all change in 2004, when Ace Capone and Takedown Records would release New Jack City: The Next Generation. The 30-minute movie was about the violent rise of a fictional Southwest Philadelphia drug ring that used fear, intimidation, and murder to take over the streets. It also had multiple music videos by the artists that were signed to Takedown Records at the time. The movie would end up being a good promotional tool for Ace Capone and Takedown Records, as it made its rounds to cities and states outside of Philadelphia. But the feds would feel differently about the movie, and with Ace already being on their radar, they will open an investigation on him and his crew, as they believe the movie would be based on more fact than fiction. And with that came hundreds of hours of surveillance, wiretaps, and numerous undercover buys, as the feds built their case little by little. Unbeknownst to the trouble on the horizon, Ace continued working on pushing Takedown Records to the next level, as his artist had songs and videos with Rockefeller rapper Freeway, and even did a show opening up for Jay-Z, who at the time was one of the biggest rappers in the game. Ace had the city on lock, throwing concerts and a packed weekly party at Palmer Social Club, with a line would be stretching down the block. Ace also drove a $200,000 Bentley around town and had a white gold chain with a diamond-flooded TD for Takedown Records. In the fall of 2004 heading into 2005, things were looking great for Ace. But to get a better understanding of Ace's story, we have to go back to 2002 when his entertainment lawyer introduced him to screenwriter Barry Michael Cooper. The two hit it off and started to work together on a project. Barry, who wrote the original New Jack City starring Wesley Snipes, wanted Ace to star in a reality show about him and his partner Tim Gotti and the rise of their independent record company Takedown Records. Barry wanted to pitch the show to major TV networks as the reality TV lane was blowing up at the time. So beginning in 2003, Ace would start producing his version of New Jack City: The Next Generation around the same time the United Paramount Network had put up $100,000 to fund Streets Inc., which was the name of the reality TV show about Takedown Records that Barry was putting together. But by then, the feds investigating him and his alleged drug dealing would start working overtime to bring Ace down. By now it's the summer of 2004. The movie is done and ready for release. Barry is also done filming a pilot for the reality show he named Streets Inc. But when executives at UPN saw a draft of his pilot, they decided to pass, saying the show was too real. Ace goes on to release his movie on DVD and send some out of state to bigger markets like New York City. The DVD will become a cult classic, not because of the movie, which was pretty decent, but because of a segment at the end of the movie of a freestyle cipher that turned into a battle.
Enes, who at the time was on MTV's Making the Band, would somehow get matched up with Hollow Man from Erie Ave. Hollow Man would go crazy and spit a legendary verse that ended the battle. The extra footage worked as a promotional tool for Takedown Records because at the time battle rap was blowing up, so the DVD spread like wildfire.
So now it's 2005. Ace Capone and Takedown Records are buzzing in the streets, to the point some record labels are starting to show interest in signing them to a major record deal. It was starting to look like Barry, who kept filming a reality show even though the network turned it down, was going to end up catching the perfect ending on camera. But before any of that could come into fruition, Ace Capone, his partner Tim Gotti, and a bunch of others will be indicted by the feds in August of 2005. Ace will be arrested at his $480,000 house that he had just moved into with his girlfriend. Now with Ace in custody, more info about who he was outside of music will start to come to light. The local news and newspapers will start to feature Ace back-to-back as his trial was about to start. They will break down the indictment and talk about the tons of drugs he allegedly dumped into the community. The articles will also touch on Ace's multiple girlfriends and certain murders that took place throughout the years. Ace will go to trial on the charges he was facing in January of 2008 and be found guilty and sentenced to life plus 55 years. Since then, he has gave back the 55 years, but still has a life sentence hanging over his head. Ace is currently housed at FDC Philly, where he's trying to give the life sentence back also. He has an interview on Philly Fame TV where he finally breaks his silence after 13 years and speaks about his life and current situation a bit. Now there were also some stories being thrown out there that Ace Capone could possibly be snitching. Another Philadelphia resident and YouTuber, King Erner, even snatched Ace's honor over the snitching allegations. I myself and WhatsTheNumbers TV haven't seen any paperwork on Ace Capone to know if he's snitching or not. All we know at the current moment, Ace still got a life sentence in the feds. But yo, it's WhatsTheNumbers TV is a quick profile piece on Alton Coles, better known as Ace Capone. Now I had that DVD, I was young as hell. I think I was at the barber shop. You know how they used to back in the day, they give you a CD, somebody had a mix CD, they put the DVD with it, it was free. Or I bought a CD and they gave me that DVD for free. I don't know, it was something like that. I know I got that DVD for free though. So one day we in the crib, we chilling, we smoking all that, smoking some weed, drinking, and we finally popped the DVD in. And I remember we watched a little movie. I remember Bugsy was on it going crazy, Ace, Freeway, all of them. They had a video at the end, scratching and surviving. And then the battle started. It was like some garage or like the open space. It was a bunch of dudes rapping. And like towards the end of it, Enes gets matched up with Hollow Man. And then Hollow Man go crazy with the PC round piece. Check your chest. He went crazy with the PC, paper chases. And it was over. But I remember that DVD because that scene right there, that scene, it went viral before viral was out there. That scene basically that DVD made his rounds across all the hoods. So that's how Takedown got on the map. So now during that time, that's the summer of 2004, people was looking, yo, who's Takedown? These dudes from Philly, they got bread, Bentleys, da da da. Next thing you know, about a year later, August of 2005, because the DVD came out in summer of 2004. So the summer of 2005, Ace gets locked up, blows trial, gets sentenced to life plus 55. I think his partner, his co-defendant, Tim Gotti, got like 30 years or something. They both trying to give their time back. Now, Ace's case was crazy. I would have been here for an hour, 2 hours, just detailing everything that happened in this case. It was a bunch of things. A bunch of dudes got locked up. Some gave some time back. His girls got locked up. He had like 3-4 girlfriends. Some of them got locked up. It was just a crazy, even somebody got, when he was about to raid him, some old NBA Pooh Richardson, and all, he called, tried to warn him. It was a lot going on with this case. Believe me, go read up on it if you want. Just put Alton Coles, Ace Capone in Google. A bunch of stuff gonna pop up. But like I said, man, we be back before you know, man. It's WhatsTheNumbers TV. It's your boy Po Ro. We out of here. Peace.